Hello, everybody. I'm Anthony along with Chris and Leon, and this is episode 51 of Hard Knock Hawks. This is the podcast where we talk about our favorite team, the Atlanta Hawks, and sometimes other stuff in the NBA too. In today's episode, we are going to be discussing life without Trae Young. Obviously, there are some of Hawks fans who are probably just incredibly happy about this how happening. So if you have not seen like recent news from like the past few days, Trae Young was injured during the second quarter of the Brooklyn Nets game on October 29th. He was unable to play the full game and unable to like complete that game. So later on, we got news that Trae Young had a sprained MCL in his right knee, and he's going to be reevaluated in 4 weeks. Here's a note to keep in mind: reevaluated does not mean he's coming back in 4 weeks. It just means they're going to be checked on like how he's doing and stuff, basically. So at the minimum, he's probably going to be out for like 5 to 6 weeks minimum. It could be 8 weeks at most. So there's a decent chance that he's probably going to miss the entirety of November and maybe the rest of 2025. So I'm going to start with you, Chris. What's your thoughts about this injury and how it could potentially affect the team? Well, from what
I
we've seen
mean,
already so far. Sorry about that. Interrupting
it,
you.
it could have been worse to start with that, right? No surgery right away, at least, right? They're gonna give him some time to heal up and rehab. Initially, it didn't look like a season ender. I think he almost rolled out of it. There was like some secondary momentum. Mo kind of went into him and took him out. He was trying to run around, so like I had some faith that it would be some weeks and not like months. But if it's like 4 to 6 weeks in that area, I mean that's good time for the Hawks to really figure out who all these guys are. Right, you got some players that had an easy button for themselves on the floor a lot of the times, right? They didn't have to push themselves, or if they got it right, it was time to go score. But now you got to like set it up and really, everybody's kind of working in and out of the little trade position right on the perimeter. So it's good experience for the guys, right? Jalen is getting a ton of time on the ball to kind of work through some stuff. Dyson immediately was able to kind of figure out his finishing issues, having some more time on the ball. It's good experience. The guys really, if the Hawks are going to win anything substantial, these guys really do have to step up, I think, as a group around Trae. That was the whole point of them like changing the roster over. So I'm interested to see how everybody comes together, and if they can raise their games. And it could be really good for the Hawks in the long run, right? All these guys really get rolling. Nall finds his legs. Dyson gets going. Maybe Zach gets some more chances on the ball to show what he can do. And Jalen obviously is being asked to do a lot right now, and there's going to be some closing opportunities that he wasn't going to get before. And yeah, so it's just XP time, man. Everyone's got to like level up and really just get after it. And you got to be aggressive right now. Um, Before, if you didn't like it, you could throw it to Trae. Now you got to make something happen, which is good for the Hawks. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, they can defend well enough to go around 500 in this stretch. There's going to be some good teams. There's going to be some bad teams. It's the NBA, and it's a matchup league. So we'll see how they match up with some of the teams coming up. But no, it's a good opportunity for all the young guys. Leon.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's the word, opportunity. I think everybody is going to have an opportunity to scale up their role and show what they can do in a different one, especially on the ball, being a decision maker. I think that kind of ball handler by committee approach is what you're going to see, and hopefully they go with the hot hand late. I think Chris really summed it up. I think you know, short term, it hurts the Hawks to be without their best player for the 4 to 8 weeks that you know we're hoping that he's out. Hopefully, he can get back before Christmas, but obviously have a tough stretch of games coming up. against teams with playoff aspirations, teams with all-stars. So it's going to be an interesting test in the next week for this team to see what they can do, if they can tread water, maybe even improve their record, right, over the next 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 weeks. Obviously, the offense takes a massive hit without Engine and Trae Young, but you would hope that the defense can pick up at least some of that slack. I think the biggest thing in the Cavs game, like Chris said about closing, is late game situation and close games. It's going to be interesting to see how guys grow their game and getting to finding spots for themselves, um, and continuing to fight tooth and nail to win games close. I think that was the big thing against the Cavs. They had a closer, and Donovan Mitchell, who was on fire most of the game, especially from deep. I think he ended up being like 8 of 11 from three, which is insane. So, or 8 of 15 or something like that, which is insane. So, yeah, we're gonna need guys to be able to execute when the game slows down in the half court. And we're gonna start the 18 for 18 campaign. Emoji probably needs 18 minutes a game at the very least. And I know it's hard to hash that out with the front court group that we have. You saw a little bit of Jalen at the three. I think there will be games where that's not viable, but there will be games where you might get away with it. So it'll be interesting to see what the Hawks do. If they change anything about their rotation. See, they don't have anybody who can approximate what Trey does. So it'll be interesting to see how they moneyball it and recreate him in the aggregate. And
Thank you, Leon. I'm gonna be very, very interested to just see how this team just adapts without having Trae Young for like up to 2 months. A lot of people dogged on Trae for how his season started, and I get it. The way he started the season, I think wasn't necessarily the best. Like his defense wasn't good, and his shooting wasn't good either. So generally, you want him to like have like a higher standard, especially because he was basically asking for a max contract this offseason, which considering the injury that's happened, I don't know if he's gonna get that now, but we'll have to see until like later on this summer. But I'm this is like Chris said, this is this time for like players like Jalen, Dyson, Ricochet to like step up and potentially help carry this team to like just more wins and to get more opportunities, especially for Jalen, because depending on like this contract situation for Trae, Jalen may be the guy that the Hawks could potentially just build around. And you already see in like some games, like the Pacers game, where he was just incredibly dominant. He almost had a triple double. So I'm gonna be really interested to see what this offense looks like without Trae Young. It's looked okay for the most part in like the few games that we've seen so far, but like in the Cavs game, we saw that they just didn't have like enough juice at the end of the game in order to like really compete with the Cavaliers at the end. So, and you need someone like Trae that's able to like help generate shots with his like playmaking and stuff in order to really compete with some of the higher end teams. So we're gonna see them potentially have trouble with those higher end teams as we go on throughout the season. But overall, I think I'm more optimistic considering the talent and depth that we have this season and the players that we have. The players that we have that we can survive this injury than like past seasons. Because honestly, if this happened like last year, this season would probably be like completely dead, like utterly destroyed. But I think this year, I think we may be able to just scoot on by 500. But I do want to ask you guys about like some of the potential starting lineups that they already deployed. So So Quinn Snyder for the Cavs game and the Indiana Pacers game, he started Dyson Daniels, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Risa Shea, Jalen Johnson, Kristaps Porzingis. He put Nickeil Alexander-Walker in place for Trae Young, for as he's gonna just basically take that point guard position, basically. Leon, what's your general thoughts on him basically taking that point guard role? And do you potentially want to see like any more changes in that point guard position or that role generally in the starting lineup, or any more changes in that rotation?
Well, I think No is the only guy who can really do it because in the absence of Trey, it's important that you establish your defensive identity early. And with Naw and Dyson in the game early, it can be tricky for ball handlers to get their game off if they don't have a big who can get it to them going downhill or have chemistry with their bigs who can, screen and stuff like that. That's why Evan Mobley was very effective despite not having a great night shooting. Just making the right reads consistently, getting the ball not just to Donovan, but the other guards as well. And helping them win the game. As far as we're concerned, think that think I would like to see Moji start. I don't think that's going to happen because of the money. Obviously, KP's in a contract year, making 30 million a year, and Jalen is Jalen. So 18 for 18, man. We just need 18 for him.
Chris, you gotta do it
Ricochet,
the other way.
however,
You gotta do it this way. It's backwards.
Ricochet is playing basketball, man. He's on the court. I think that if you're gonna start him, then you need to get him shot early and only play him 25 minutes. You need to have him be at least a part of the offense. Excuse me, especially early. But it seems like they try to get KP going early or somebody else, and you just don't have the level of passing with Trae Young off the floor. You're just not going to be able to be a team that lets teams score. They're going to have to fight tooth and nail on defense every play, or they're going to lose games. Like I said, they blew out the Pacers, so the closing minutes weren't an issue, and they were down guys. Plus the guys they were, but plus Hallie being out, they were down guys. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Quinn plays it. I assume he's going to continue with the starting lineup that he's had the first two games, but for the starters to only make 1 3 against the Cavs and for it to come with 2 minutes left in the game, gonna be hard to win games like that. And for Jalen to be the one to hit it is kind of insane. So, yep, you just got to find a way to generate good shots. You got to let your defense lead, and when you get in close games, you got to experiment. Hopefully, get some good plays out of ATOs, help you win the game. And Jalen's got to work on that mid-range game, man. Got to get to the elbow. He had one last night. We're recording on Monday night, so last evening, if you will, against the Cavs. He just got to a spot, left elbow, went up. It was a little bit farther back, it was about 15, 16 feet, drained it. We're going to need a little bit more of that from him. And I think that he didn't have the ball enough in the last game going down the stretch. So I think they should give him the opportunity to do that. In the games we have coming up, he's got some interesting matchups with some really good defenders and some not so good defenders. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for him, and to see how not just he but also Nah, who's clearly came here to Chuck, see if he can continue to grow as a ball handler and decision maker. Really, is a decision maker within the offense. I think right now he is really just going to the rim and trying to finish over everything. The reads haven't been that great in that half court. I feel like once he gets into the paint, he's being very aggressive. But I think he needs to see the floor a little bit better. He's going to be playing the one on this team, um, at least for the foreseeable future. That is all, Anthony.
All right, thank you. I'll go to you, Chris.
Yeah, I don't expect Quinn Snyder to change the starting lineup. He's not a reactionary, one of those like experimental guys. He wants to run one lineup for as long as possible. And there's an argument there, right? You get consistent, your players get reps and build up chemistry that way. I think he picked the probable best starting lineup for where they are right now. Nah is definitely the best ball handler that wasn't in the starting lineup to begin with, and he's probably the guy that is the best at getting to his shot on the perimeter himself. The big issue, like Leon brought up, is the point guard aspect of it all. That kind of is falling on Jalen to move the ball around. Nah is just kind of downhill or pull up, which is fine. You really need some people to be aggressive. You have a big scoring vacuum to like overcome, and the playmaking too, which I think Jalen has already kind of filled some of that. He can increase his assists a little bit. We'll see if Dyson can scale up a little bit to overcome missing Trae. But yeah, the formula right now is lock up and run as much as you can. You want to get Jalen Johnson in transition as many times as possible. If you do it enough, man, he might have 30, 10, and 10. You got two really good POA guys who can get after the ball, and they can Dyson can pass a little bit for sure. And Nah is fine running the offense, I think, but when it's like play off the catch and get a shot off, he's like gonna get a shot off, right? But we'll see how his processing kind of changes and if he can
Court map at
adapt
all.
some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he can find some passes and get guys involved. I was really interested to see how well they were going to get Zach involved with Trae out, because that's one thing that he really understands as being the point guard is like getting guys involved if they haven't been in a while. I think at some point you always see Zach get the ball a few times in a game. But without him, it's going to be interesting to see which one of those guys kind of steps up to like make sure he's getting involved. If it's Dyson or Jalen, I feel like to be one of them. They have been playing through KP early, which kind of, and honestly, most of the game, which is hurting a lot of Zach's plays because there's stuff they might have run for Zach. I think they're running for KP or they're going to run it for Luke. So it'll be interesting to see if maybe Quinn gets a little bit more scripted with his offense with Trae out, and maybe you can't do it on the fly as much. Maybe they just need the game plan a little bit harder to figure out how to get Zach his touches. I will go on to the 18 for 18 thing, because I've said in my group chats I would start Mo G at this point. The two-man lineup I think came out, the stats, and it's basically every lineup that doesn't have Mo in it is bad, and every lineup that does have Mo in it is neutral to amazing. So he's just that impactful defensively, and I think his process offensively is much better for the team construct. He understands like where he needs to be and what he needs to do. It is likely impossible for him to start if you move Jalen to the 3. Now you're sitting Zach, and there's going to be some riots if the future isn't being developed on the floor. He's not really a true 5, and you kind of would prefer to run him with another big and Jalen. The ball handling is a little sketchy, and we know how Quinn Snyder can be about shooting and all that. So we'll see how they figure that out. Likely, in my opinion, there's probably going to be a trade before Mo gets the minutes he deserves, and maybe a contract. We'll see. I think he's definitely should be higher in the rotation, though. 8 minutes is not enough at all. I understand that they were having issues getting threes off, and Luke was the only guy really hitting him. So expanding his minutes made a little sense. I think you can shave in other areas if you need to. I do think Moji, his minutes need to be closer to 20 than 10 most nights. And the more the merrier for me, especially right now, just go heavy on him because you really do, like Leon said, need to just lock up and defend, right? And to win these games. So if you put Mo out there, you're going to be able to run and Jalen will be in transition all game. But yeah, we'll see. I don't expect any crazy starting rotation shakeups, but hopefully the rest of the rotation can kind of get worked a little bit better. There's been a lot of three guard stuff that you might not have to lean on as much with Mo kind of stepping up. So we'll see what Quinn goes to, and hope maybe over these weeks we'll see it develop, and then maybe by the time Trae's back, they know what they want to do.
For me, like in terms of like the Ricochet stuff, I think eventually, like I'm gonna give him like 10 or 15 more games because I think he's probably just gonna be fine in the end because I think he's only played 5 games in the season, and I think defensively, I don't think he's been like bad enough to where it's like I'm like super worried about him right now. I do want to see them like run a few more plays for him so he could be just more engaged on offense somewhat. But other than that, like I'm not like incredibly worried about him right now for the most part. Even though there are some things where it's just like the rebounding's terrible, and that's just something that we've discussed before. So, but I'm not worried about him like generally for the most part. The main person, if I have to like change the rotation, I think Porzingis needs to like come off the bench because his defense, I think, has just been really bad for the most part, and it's only just been in like flashes that we have seen like just been really good for the most part. I would honestly, if I know Mo probably wouldn't start simply because I don't think Quinn trusts him enough to start, I would just start Onyeka just because I think he's outplayed Kristaps Porzingis so far. And honestly, I think I'll ask you guys this too because we've been starting a lot of games like behind like double digits, and even without Trae, we've still been starting behind like double digits, like in these big deficits so far. Like, do you think like the starting lineup has like anything to do with it or anything like that? Because I do think it's like a weird issue that's been going on because it's been like I think half the games now.
Well, that's been a problem for the Hawks for years, not coming out and playing hard right away. So I don't know that I can put that on KP. I'll say the 2-man lineups with the bigs says that KP and Jalen are struggling. It also says JJ and Double O are struggling. Net rating. It's Moji saving the day in his 8 to 18 minutes next to these guys. He's just
And I was gonna say too,
good at the level.
I'm not putting all the blame on Porzingis. By the way, I'm just saying, I just think his defense for what I want to like start the game with is not. It's just not good enough for me, honestly. So,
I mean, I hear you. It's complicated when it comes down to like the business of basketball, and he makes a lot of money, and he's also like might be your leading scorer half the games moving forward. They're running their offense through him at times, especially with Trae off the floor. So I think he's gonna be, and he's probably the best shooter, right? So
yeah, and you need his
I don't know
offense
that.
because Trey's out. So like,
Yeah,
it's weird.
and
It's
and
just
I said it earlier,
go
like
ahead.
Quinn is the consistency stuff, and I feel like he's probably just going to give them as long as possible to figure it out, especially if Kristaps is going to be here for more than this season. There was talk that they were like-minded on an extension, so he and Jalen are going to have to figure that out. I think a big part of it is Zach stepping up and being impactful on defense, because I do feel like that's some of the issue. They really need him to be. He needs to cut off drives, help rebound, and all that, and be physical. to everything that Mo is doing right for the team defensively. That's what we need from Zach, or at least to try, because I think that will help them get off to better starts. Yeah.
You want to say something, Leon? Or we good?
I mean, you just gotta hit shots early, man. They're not hitting shots early. They're turning the ball over. Just the level of intensity does not look great coming out. I know we just got off a road trip, so I'll give them a bit of a pass for the last two games. Starting the game without Trey, and also being on the back half of the first road trip of the year. So I'll give them that. I feel like a lot of shots were short against the Cavs for the starters. Guys like Naw hitting front rim. They're playing a lot of minutes. They play a lot of minutes against the Pacers. You know, and he's high intensity all the time. So for him to for him to now be a guy who's going to play 35 minutes a night, a lot of nights, he may have to pace himself a little bit in a way that he probably isn't used to, since he's kind of been the player that he currently is. Um, I don't know, man. It's hard to. I think Quinn Snyder is quite rigid, generally speaking. I won't say stubborn. I think that's not true. I don't think he's resistant to change per se, but I think that he has a tendency to. He does not have an affinity for going with what's working mid game here. As far as lineups are concerned, I think his rotations are very, very rigid. But he will always, given him a chance, go small, put shooting on the floor. I think that's his kind of go to, and I don't think that's always the right thing to do. Um, that's his offensive. I mean, that's his philosophy as the head coach. So we move. Yeah, man. I think like you just think a lot of it, especially early in games, is guys just aren't hitting shots. They're getting to the rim, they're missing, or miscommunication, turnover, or they're trying to get KP going early, and that's not particularly working early all the time. So, you know, early days in the non Trey in the Trae Young absence, game two, we're 1-1, and a couple tough games, a conglomerate of tough games coming with a early homestand. So hopefully they can role players play better at home, because we're going to be relying on a lot of those role players. I would hope that they do that. No.
Now, who are you? Okay. All right. I was gonna ask you guys why are you laughing, but anyway, you're doing the. Okay. Anyway, I'm about to turn off y'all's cameras. What was I about to ask? Okay. So with the Trae Young's injury, so do you guys think that like your predictions for how the season potentially is gonna go has like generally changed for the most part? I can start with you, Chris, because I know you when we did the over under thing, it was originally at the time like I think 46.5 wins. Like you think it has changed like completely, or you
I
still
mean, I took the under, so I was the only one on the pod, so I'm probably gonna be alone right there. This definitely, in the long run, likely shaved some wins off the total, but there's some universe where this helps the Hawks like go on a run later on in the season, like right if the guys all get going, and like learn something while Trey's out, and they can contribute in better ways when he's back. And you could be a better team. but this likely hurts their ceiling. You were like trying to get adjusted playing one way, and now you have to like learn a whole nother way, right? It's almost like you've restarted that process. Fortunately, they can kind of just rely on their defense, but that requires this team to have a level of focus night in, night out that they just have not ever had. And now one of their most veteran players who closes a lot of their games is out. So there could be some real up and down play. And you can like I feel like they were about to find some consistency, and now like they have to like start over. So
Yeah.
we'll see how you restart that process. How many wins it's going to cost you, but look, the thing about the NBA, you never really know what's going to happen next, right? They could go 2-2 next stretch. They could go 1-3. I don't know if they could go 3-1, but that would be awesome.
Let's see.
But
Jalen could be that guy. He could be that guy.
He'd have to be.
The offense is going to have to be they're going to have to find enough offense, right, to win these games, and that's going to be the trouble. We legit almost became the Magic like overnight, right? We have got a good defense,
Yeah,
and
I mean, we
we
can't
can't really
shoot.
shoot.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, they probably lost a few wins in the season.
I think the problem is while it would take Jalen being that guy, it would also take the others to play well off of his gravity and execute in spot up situations. And also I don't think that they're going I am hesitant to expect when to just put the ball in Jalen's hands consistently enough for the growth we want to see from him to come to fruition. I think KP, in a way, is going to be a bit of a crutch to kind of keep guys, uh, high leverage shot making reps. Hopefully, however, that they give those guys an opportunity um, to do stuff in the half court. I hope that KP is teaching Jalen, you know, just step through, and they got to swing. Yeah, that swing up, right? So you can get to the line late in games, and hopefully, help them with the midi and stuff like that. Help them in that elbow area. So it's just where do you go from here? That's up to Quinn Snyder how to decide to deploy everything moving forward. Saw day via Kevin Chenard on Twitter that the Hawks practiced today, despite coming off of a road trip. Obviously, they got a big game tomorrow
Yeah.
against the division opponent, who they are up one game on. They're playing a little bit better, so it'll be interesting to see how they deal with Paolo as a roller, as Orlando's kind of leaned into that a little bit more in the last few games since we played them, as our pick and roll defense has been questionable, especially on the big and on the weak side. So, yeah, that's going to be a rock fight tomorrow night, but whatever was implemented yesterday or today, Monday, it'll be interesting to see how that comes to fruition or how that plays out against Orlando at home. Again, role players play better at home. Let's hope to see it.
Yeah, I think obviously like you guys said, like the high end outcomes change. It's just
Oh yeah, wait, another question.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Man.
It's
Yeah, I
fine.
mean, we're probably not gonna win 50 games.
We may not win 46
Yeah,
or
we could.
yeah.
I think the biggest thing when it comes to that is like that kind of like has to be good. And like by good, I mean like if he's DeAndre Hunter, like healthy DeAndre Hunter, we might be fine. Like just hit corner threes and stay in front of your guy. I don't expect you to get too many boards, so I won't. It's just healthy DeAndre Hunter. But they got to get him involved in the offense, man. Like they got to do something for him. Like if not, I think the issue is like my issue with how they're using Zach is I'll say this. I don't think that he's a good enough defender to not be involved in the offense. Like to not run plays for him or run plays to get him open threes, off
Absolutely.
movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's just not, and like he has a chance to be a good defender in the future, but in the games that we have coming up with the physicality that the teams that we have coming up are going to have on the wing in Franz Wagner, followed by Brandon Ingram again, Kawhi if he plays, Harden, Luca, you know, even Roy Hachimura, even
Jake
though he plays the four
Laravia.
for. All right, but yeah, Jake Larabia is a big body. So,
I mean,
ooh,
to be fair, he was fine
yo,
against
bro.
Luca in the EuroLeague. So I
This ain't
mean,
the Euro League, baby.
not EuroLeague. I mean FIBA. I
This
forgot.
ain't.
Yeah,
It's not even that.
come on, like I think
Euro
Did they play
basket.
Luca?
yeah, he
This
did play
ain't.
Luca.
They did. This
Oh yeah,
ain't
yeah. I remember that
Come
Euro
game.
on,
I remember
like
that
basket.
I
play.
think
And everybody was telling me how improved
This
his physicality was.
he only played 5
Because when
I
he took
games.
a
mean, I
fadeaway.
mean,
It's literally
I
5
guess
games.
we're
5
just gonna
games.
say it's the ankle. All right, that's what the
It's
people will
5
say. They'll say
games.
it's the
Like
ankle, and
They are
I
saying
mean,
Zach's injured right now.
yeah,
That's
Zach's
the
not
streets.
100%. That's what they're saying, and that's why
The 20-year-old is still dealing with the ankle.
I
Steph
mean, he
Steph Curry
probably.
had ankle issues. That's what they said.
I don't think he was 20. It's true. He did.
I
Once
mean,
upon
he
a time.
literally. I mean,
Oh man,
I think
But to
he
Leon's
probably.
point though,
Okay, go
Bulls
ahead.
had
the
their first
whole like
loss last night, right?
value and like war and stuff. I don't know what algorithm you like go to, but like you have to be like positive on one side or the other. And he's like not really giving you much on defense, like impacting games. And then the offense is just the floor is so low because they don't really look for him. And then like if he gets going, like maybe they will, but they don't run things for him. He's not like a focal point in the offense. And that guy is typically a strong defender if he's on the floor. So Zach really, you got to pick one, right?
Like replacement
Um,
level. He's like replacement level as a right
yeah,
now.
yeah, and he really the algos don't like him. Though last game, I think 5 assists. He took some opportunities to move the ball, and the guys hit their shots. So there could be variance in that.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I mean, he
there's
got to
some
show he can
noise.
pass to set up those drives of his.
Yeah, yeah, and honestly, just moving to your teammates. Maybe you get it back more. Get some boards, run the floor, be aggressive, get to the rim, and maybe they'll look for you more. It's a very live ball NBA, right? There's like not many set plays. Our point guards aren't posted up like waiting for too many guys to run routes. So he and his teammates have to be on the same page. And I don't know. Hopefully, this practice gets him there.
Okay. What I was about to ask you. I did want to ask you guys about the future a little bit. So I mentioned at the beginning of the show about like Trae Young's like max contract and stuff, and how the injury could affect that. What do you guys think that Trae Young's injury could potentially affect his future with the team in any possible way? And I'll just start with you, Leon.
I mean, yeah, he's injured, so he's going to be reevaluated in 4 weeks. You don't know what's going to happen on reevaluation date. You don't know if it's going to heal him by itself. If it's not, we're going to find something else. You don't know. So, I mean, every injury has the opportunity to change your life. Most people don't understand that, but like it's possible. So, um, the Hawks have remained optional, so they can pivot from Trae Young if I don't expect that, but that they have an opportunity to make something shake if they want to.
Oh, what you say,
But
Chris?
obviously,
Oh, my bad.
but also, there is a world, there is a planet far, far away where Trae Young comes back and he shoots 40% from three on 9 attempts a game, uh, averages 25, 3 and 12. They make a run, and then you're staring at Max in the face if he can get to 65 games, which he might not. But you know, I think the biggest thing is, I think the biggest thing is if he comes back in the next 6 weeks, will he play enough games? Probably not to make an All NBA team. Like, then the max obviously is
Yeah,
less in general.
it's not
So
that big of a deal.
yeah, I mean it's a big deal. It's a big deal
Yeah, it's a big
still,
deal, but it's like it's
but
not
it's not the
as bad.
same. Yeah.
Yeah,
So like Chris has said, I don't know if he said it in our last pod or on the space, but Katie kind of set the going rate for stars taking discounts as obviously one of the greatest scorers ever, greatest scorer ever, at 45-ish a year, two by 90. So if they can get Trey on something like that, I think that's pretty good. 40 to 50. If you get over 50, it gets a little nasty. So um, you know, yeah, it's an injury, so anything can happen. And he still has an opportunity to make money when he does come back. Chris.
I mean, yeah, like Leon was saying, when you get hurt, especially for the first time, if it's like a serious injury. Trey's been hurt a couple times now. He was like an Iron Man for a really long time. Rarely ever missed games. But to now have the hand in the season, essentially in the season, and now you have a knee injury. It
yeah.
can your mortality. You can be feeling that a little bit, right? He's getting
It,
closer to
it
30.
could it could take a toll. Like
Well, it's
on
just
this.
the as a player, you might feel invincible, but now you're probably thinking about security. It was like when DJ took the deal he took, and
Yeah,
some people thought he got underpaid, but when you look at what happened to him right after he got traded, he blew out his Achilles, but he had a deal, right? He got his
After he
security.
broke his thumb before the season started.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly, right? So anything can happen. Injuries can change
And now he's
everything
been
in
replaced.
a minute. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And things move quickly, right? So
The NBA
um,
moves very, very, very fast.
very fast. You got to be in the plan, or
If
someone
you
else will
blink,
be.
it might pass you by.
Yeah. And for Trey, I think you definitely will be wanting to get a deal done. I feel like after this injury, you just want to get something on the books at some point. I don't know what his number is. I do think, like Leon pointed out, the KD number, 45 mil. I think that's really, it's obviously not a BS number, right? That's like near a max. It's what the max basically used to be. It's what Trey
It's
is
what
getting
he's
paid
making
now.
now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's what he's making now. I think next year it's 48. If you do something with the 45 AAV, if it's like 3 or 4 years, you can front load it so that he feels like he's getting a raise for a little bit. But in the long run, then it'll be descending. Maybe team gets some on the back end. It wouldn't be bad. I think as long as Trey comes back healthy, this shouldn't impact the contract too much outside of maybe both sides, or at least Trey's side, probably being a little bit more willing to to get something done early. They might not be entertaining the opt out at this point and just want to get a deal done for that security and to get in the plan, especially with that pick coming up. There's no way of knowing where the Hawks are going to go over the next year or so, or the next 18 months, right? A lot can change. So for Trae, I feel like he probably will want to make sure that he gets a deal done. And I would say that if he's chasing 200 mil, that could be a problem. But yeah, I think
Trae if he's asking for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough
Like
to give him like the super contract. Though I do think if a long-term deal for Trae might sound great now, right? He might have been looking for something short-term 2 months ago. Now looking at a knee injury, now it's like, man, just lock me in for 5. I don't even care what happens. I just want the money, right? Or I just want the security. So I don't know if this hurts their negotiations, right? Trae is healthy-ish. He's not gonna. His season isn't over. You know he's coming back. But now his side might be a little more inclined to negotiate with Ansi. Ansi got a little bit more leverage, and that's for the Hawks as a whole, right? That's good. You want to get him on a deal that is reasonable for everybody involved. So,
But how this team plays while he's out will
change everything.
well,
yeah.
it depends on how they play. It depends. I mean,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it really depends on how many games they win. Like at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's all about wins and losses.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and it's going to be tough because teams, especially veteran teams, are going to understand what we do understand is that if they can just stay within striking distance, and the game slows down in the fourth, most teams have a closer and they'll have an opportunity to strike. So
Mm-hmm.
we
One thing
don't
I did
have
notice.
reliable shot making for late in game.
I was gonna say one thing I did notice with the first time they had to actually kind of try to close or come back is it was much more of like the team ball. They kept trying to run what they were running, and it gets tough at
Yeah.
the end of games, man.
Because you've
And
been running it and now they're
yeah,
jumping everything and denying everything and
yeah,
coming up the
and
works.
yeah, and a bit more aggressive defensively, and that's when you want to simplify things and let your guy go get good shots, or at least try to get fouled or something. So they have a
Good
chance
shots for him.
to give Jalen a chance to really learn how to close in a month. Maybe the Hawks have options at the end of games instead of just Trae. So it could be good for them in the long run. But yeah, they're gonna have to figure that out. It's not gonna be easy. Their best bet is to just blow people out and then get up by 20.
Yeah.
So you can leak points at the end like they basically did against Brooklyn and hold out. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. This is a team. We're almost like a running football team, man. We're this group needs to get ahead and stay ahead the way they're gonna
On
be playing on defense.
possession,
Yeah, yeah.
get
Field possession
stops,
game. You got to get turnovers.
complimentary football.
Um,
Remember what I was saying? Complimentary football.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna have to do, right? They're not gonna shoot crazy from 3. I don't know if they're even gonna get up the attempts to shoot crazy from 3, even if they're on in any given night, right? They
They don't
might
have
not
the guy
get up
that
the
they don't
attempts.
have the guy that makes the attempts anymore.
I
That
mean, they
creates
don't
the
have
attempts.
anybody like they don't have like nobody's pulling up from three. Like
Yeah, they don't have a pull up guy
no one on this team is taking like 6 pull-up threes in a game, like in
at
any
all,
game.
which
And
is
like
I mean,
almost
the
what
number
killed
of
us against the
guys,
Cavs.
right, and the number of guys that would take three is so low.
Hmm.
Like, I don't even know if I want them taking them. So,
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to get to 30 attempts a game. I'll be looking to see how many times they can pull it off. I think they were like 24 or something. Almost.
28,
Last game
28,
28.
25, 8 of 25, I
Something
think.
like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
for
be
the
keeping an
Cavs
eye on
game,
that. I think
yeah.
league average attempts per game is like 36, 35. So
Yeah.
if you're way below that, you're having issues with the math battle. Like obviously I talk about getting to the rim a lot. I'm not one of those guys that's like all about chucking, and I don't want them to shoot 53s, but you do have to have that option and be able to punish teams for over helping in the paint by kicking it out. So it's They're gonna
I mean,
have
'cause
to,
look,
right? They're just gonna have to do it. If they don't,
yeah,
they might lose some games, but they're gonna have
yeah,
some film. You got more film, right, of these guys now instead of Trae driving all those times. Now it's Dyson and now. So hopefully
yeah.
there's
I
some
mean,
growth.
you're gonna see some guys. Hopefully, chucking, man. It's gonna be some chucking going on in this week, bro. There's gonna
I
be
will.
some chucking going on this week.
Dyson does have to be more willing to shoot threes with Trey out for sure. Like especially specifically to the pull up point, right? Trey can just invent threes in the middle of a possession. Dyson doesn't really do that. So when he gets an open opportunity, he needs to take them and not care about missing. You already got your deal, buddy. I don't know if you listened to the pod, Dyson. They
Dude,
paid you.
like
Take the
exactly, like
shots.
Yeah.
at this point,
They
brother,
paid
at
you,
this point,
dog.
brother,
Just take
you're
them.
going
Get
to
them
get
up.
$100
Yeah,
million.
you getting it regardless.
Period.
Yes,
It
they
don't
can't
matter
take
if
it
you
from you.
never play another, like, bro, if you get bounced from team to team for the rest of your career,
You got a hundo in the
you
bank.
got $100 million.
100 million. Yeah.
So
So get them threes up.
I need you to get those feet set,
Yeah.
get those feet set and let it fly, gang. I don't care if it hit
Mm-hmm.
nothing. I don't care if it hit the side of the backboard. I don't care about none
Just
of
gotta
that.
take them.
But you need to leave that girl alone.
Whoever it is.
Whoever
Oh,
she
God.
is, you need to leave that girl alone. Leave that
Some
girl
light
alone,
skinned
Dyson.
demon.
I'm not playing with you. Like it's
You
time to
know how
go
these
back to
girls are out here, bro.
it's time to get back into retention. You feel me?
Mhm.
Get yourself
He got
together
back. He got on the
because
he got on the road and started making layups again, man. We saw a dunk.
Yeah.
we all
So
saw it. So
Tyson gotta tell
nah,
her he
keep being
busy.
aggressive, bro. But you're gonna have to start kicking that ball out. You're gonna have to start slicing the floor, bro. I need you to play. I
Yeah.
need you to be a point. Unfortunately.
Mhm.
But
I think
Dyson was
some of
dealing.
that
Dyson, I know
maybe.
y'all see the Dyson Daniels come through the lane.
Oh yeah. Dyson got stuff like that in his game, man. His playmaking is a lot better than people think.
Yep.
Yeah. But
Oh
let's
man. The
let's go
depressing
to
part
our
of the depressing part.
the predictions for our next week of games. So let me just go through the list of games. We have 4 games before our next recording. It's the Orlando Magic.
I assume you were
Uh,
wrong last week, and that's why you're not bringing up who was right.
oh yeah, I forgot that. Let me actually pull that up for a second.
He never forgets when he's right. When he's up, he
Mhm.
never forgets.
No. I know I was right. I think I actually did. I forget to write them down. I think I did. Oh,
Well, it's
Chris,
cool.
you said
This guy.
no. Leon, you said 2-2. I know you
For
were right.
I think I said
course
Chris,
I
you
was.
said 3. You said 3-1. You said
I didn't know Trey was gonna
3-1.
get hurt.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, still 3-1. You're wrong. Sorry. That's the rules. Them's
Andrew's
the
part of the
rules,
game.
man.
Andrew's part of the game, Chris.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
It is
and
what it
Marco
is.
said 3-1. So, all right.
Yeah, like before we get into this, like one thing
Go
that I
ahead.
was feeling after the first game, right? A couple minutes into the first game of the season against the Raptors. And you saw this against the Cavs. I thought it was gonna be a problem without Trey, but this is going to be an insane free throw rate team. I don't know where we are right now. If while I'm talking, somebody looks it up, that would be cool. Um, but as far as getting to the line early and often, Jalen getting to the line, Nall being aggressive, getting downhill, getting to the line, Kristaps foul baiting, masterclass getting to the line. I mean, when Trey comes back, obviously another foul baiting masterclass getting to the line. So um, it'll be interesting to monitor how that changes with Trey out of the lineup. Um, moving forward, obviously, on the flip side, the team's gonna have to, be more aggressive defensively. They're gonna have to get turnovers, get stops, get out in transition. How's that
We're,
gonna affect? Where are we right now?
so we're
Uh,
14th in free throw or attempts per game.
Attempts per game.
Yeah,
14th.
Well,
but
Yeah.
it's up 12% from last year. I think.
interesting. Yeah, that's not surprising with foul betting masterclass, Kristaps Porzingis. Yeah, that's just an interesting note to continue to monitor throughout the season. But yeah, what's our rebound differential?
Free throw.
Oh, rebound differential.
Oh
The
my
free throw
gosh.
rate specifically is 0.29.
Okay.
Rebounding differential, D rebounds were
Oh my God, this is terrible.
it's 48 to 43, I think.
Yeah.
What's that? The
For
So
di-
rate?
we're getting beat by 5.5.
So we're down 5.5 a game, and we played how many games? 7.
7.
7.
So we're down almost 50 rebounds on the season.
It was worse before last game for sure.
Hmm.
The differential. So
45.9 45.9% rebound percentage, dead last in the league.
Yep.
Damn.
As expected.
That's not good.
rebounds are down 3% from last year. Offensive rebounds are down 12% from last year.
For sure, that's a massive gap. Like 3% is a massive gap. Like, can you explain to the viewers like what the gap between, like how big that gap is? Like who's number one in the league on
Uh
rebound percentage?
Probably number one
Houston.
rebound percentage in the league.
Yeah,
Oh, the Knicks.
the
I
Knicks
think
and what's the rate?
for a rebound percentage, 77.5.
So who's at 74.5 and where are they ranked? Or in that range?
You said where they rank?
Yeah, yeah. Who's it like who's between 74 and 75 and where are they ranked?
They are the oh damn, where
Take
am
your
I
time.
going?
Take your time. It's cool.
My bad.
Bless you. Basketball reference, folks. I'm telling y'all, this is you. It'd be a lot easier to use basketball reference.
I am, but I was on the Hawks specific team page.
I'm just gonna click that season. Click that season tab, baby. It's all in your hands. That season tab.
Rebound percentage for the Hawks this year is 23%.
That's a
That's
Jesus
rebound.
Christ.
Yeah, it's not good.
Okay, okay. All right. It's okay. You know what, guys? Let's just move on.
D
I'll leave it
rebounds,
alone.
we're at 70. We're at 70%, by the way.
Okay, so
Of our
don't
defensive
even worry
rebounds.
about the team. Leon's got it. Leon's got it, guys. We've
I was
got it.
about
It's all good. It's all good. We're here. All right. Rebound rate overall. Okay, now you don't want to. All right. Insane. Defensive rebound rate. League lead is New York Knicks with 81.9. Right, so that's 82. 82 minus 30. I guess it's so tight right now. Hey yo. I guess it's so the sample size is too small to really look into. I'm gonna be honest, but Basketball Reference has us the fifth worst defensive rebounding team in the NBA. The Clippers
Mhm.
are mighty low, which I find interesting.
Yeah, it's good
Pelicans
for
worst in the
us.
league. Shout out Pels, worst in the league.
Yeah, predictable. They're playing Sadiq Bey at center some nights. So.
Yeah, nasty work. Uh, it's not great, bro. Just not good.
it's just I
But we
just
knew the rebounding was bad, especially early in the season. I don't know that
I mean I
we've
knew
recently
the
had a big jump. So
I knew the rebounding would be bad. I didn't know it was gonna be this bad. I didn't it was literally this is
it took
league
Jalen
worst
a few
bad.
games for his legs, I think, to kick in because he was jumping
Yeah.
real high last game for
Uh
dunks
we may
and
need to
rebounds.
see what happens in like the next 10 games or so, see if it gets better. But like if we're this bad, like this we may not even go like past 41 wins.
No rebounds, no rings, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
exactly. Like
And someone tells Zach Boardman gets paid. It's the one that's like Kawhi had that on repeat when he got drafted because the guy that gets rebounds is going to get paid.
I mean, it's not good.
But yeah,
BJ Tucker's from
Jalen
the league. Oh my
improved
god.
his like rebound per game by like 2 in the last couple games. He's got 13 back to back.
Yeah.
And I said in one of the group chats earlier, like that Jalen needs to try to be at 12 rebounds a game. Like he needs to try to be there every game. Like
I mean, he really doesn't
I
have
need
a choice. We don't
15
got
nights.
anyone else.
Yeah. I need 15 rebound nights. I need 20 games. He needs to really make that his thing is dominating rebounds. When you lose Clint Capella, you really lost the guy who was that's what his singular focus was. And the team really won games off that more than a few times. And Kristaps is not that guy. He's just not going to be that guy physically. He doesn't have that the foundation Clint has, right? The strength. Jalen has to be that guy for this team to step up. So if he can keep doing that, then they'll be in some games. But yeah, the others have to pick up the offense. And they got to get some threes up and play good team ball.
Oh, Leon, you're done on looking up that thing, or?
Oh, man, it's all bad, man. I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay. But let's go on to these predictions. So, first game, I'll just list them out. Magic, Tuesday, November 4th, at home. Raptors, Friday, November 7th. It's an NBA Cup game. We already won the first NBA Cup game in our group. We're up 20 in our point differential. We're first in our group. Lakers, Saturday, November 8th at home. And finally, Clippers, Monday, November 10th. That game starts a road trip in the Western Conference. I think it's one of two road trips in the Western Conference. So let's get these predictions out the way. I'll start. So I'm going to say 2-2. I don't think the Magic are that good, so I think we're going to win that game. Raptors.
We're not that good.
I mean, we're not that good either. I mean, it's going to be a battle mid. So, but I think we're going to close it out. So it's going to be a bloodbath because all the Magic games are usually bloodbaths with the Hawks. So I'm going to say we're going to win the Magic game. Raptors, I think we're going to lose that one. Lakers, I looked it up. They're actually not a good rebounding team. So I think if Mo actually plays more than 8 minutes, then we'll probably have a decent chance. So I'm going to say we're going to win that one. Clippers, they have a lot of vets. I'm actually going to be worried about that one because of that. So I'm going to say 2-2. Who's next? Chris?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-2. It's funny. I'm pretty sure I thought we were gonna win the opposite games. I think we're gonna lose to the Magic again. They're very physical.
What do you mean again? We won against the Magic.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah.
It didn't
See?
feel like a win. We were losing.
Oh my god. Oh.
But yeah, I think we're gonna lose to the Magic. I think we beat the Raptors. I think there's some get back the boys want to do. And NBA Cup for some reason we're like kind of good in that. Lakers, Luka and Austin Reeves are scoring a lot right now. If they are both playing, then it's gonna be tough to keep up offensively. It'll be two contrasting styles. We're much faster. We've got some defense that they don't, so we'll see. Yeah, I think we could outrun the Clippers. They're old. They're not rebounding, like you said. So we have a chance. So I'll go 2-2. We'll go 500.
What do you say, Leon?
1-3.
Oh my god.
I don't know who they're gonna beat, but it's gonna be hard to get up in games. Your offense is as limited as this one is, and just don't see them being able to close out with the current personnel that they have enough to win consistently. I think the talent level is so much higher than those teams that will win by 20 or 30 and won't have to worry about, last minutes of the fourth quarter.
You don't believe in your Hawks, man. That's depressing.
He believes that they're bad.
I actually believe in a lot of guys.
No, it's just tough right now. Honestly,
Yes,
when you were
Nah
talking,
is one of the guys I believe in. Nah is indeed one of the guys I believe in.
I was literally thinking about like how bad it is to start horribly every game and then not be able to close either. So it's going to be tough to win games in this stretch.
Listen, I think they're gonna be able to pull it off. Hopefully, I think.
Look, I think the biggest thing with these 4 games is there's somebody on all of these teams that has something to prove to the Hawks.
Brendan Ingram,
Oh,
We already beat the Magic
Paolo
once.
Banchero.
They're gonna want their get back. Just the whole team. They're gonna want their get back. We already beat them once.
in the
Brandon
home
Ingram,
opener.
Who's on the Lakers?
Luca.
Oh,
He
yeah, Luka
loves
don't care
he
about us, man.
Yeah, Luka
Yeah,
doesn't
sure.
care.
Luka don't care about
He
us.
doesn't
Yeah,
care.
so
He
He
doesn't
already
even want
gave
to
us
be
70,
here.
dog. He already gave
Yeah,
us 70.
like why would we care?
he probably looking at this group and saying, "Hell, I can do better than that."
Oh my god.
Luka trying to get 100.
I'll tell you, Lord, gonna be Luca after Dogs game. I'm about to put a pink expo marker on a pink sticky note. That's crazy.
Oh
Hey,
my
but I
God.
think Jalen Johnson has something to say to John Collins when they face the Clippers. He's like, "Yeah, this is my house, baby. I kicked you out of here. I'm gonna show you why." You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
you get two of them things.
I mean, I think Jalen will have a good game.
Jalen.
I think the Hawks will play well overall. Like I think there's a chance we definitely get blown out one of these games, just because sometimes, bro.
The Raptors already did it. The Magic probably can't score enough to do that. But the Lakers and Clippers have
What are you? Come on.
they have the firepower to do it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you could definitely catch the Raptors slipping. I think the Magic are learning how to play with one another. I think 2 teams that are learning how to play with new pieces, but they're healthy.
Yeah.
We're gonna want to get back, and they play a physical brand of basketball, and I don't think we're gonna be able to play at the speed needed offensively. Not the pace. Pace is number of possessions,
Mhm.
per game. I'm talking about the actual speed with which we play the game, even in the half court. To I just don't think we're gonna execute against the pressure defense well enough to win that one.
Yeah. Pressure defenses are definitely gonna be a
Like
bugaboo for this team when you miss Trae, man.
yeah, that'll be the game where like Desmond Bain like figures it out. He currently has negative on offs with the Magic. We'll see how that is out moving forward.
All right. But with that, does anyone have any final thoughts before we close this out?
18 for 18.
Yeah, 18 for 18, man. We started a movement. Moji needs 18 minutes at least. At least.
I agree. But with that, does anyone have any more final thoughts? I mean, I already asked that.
10 for 10.
Oh my god. Okay.
I co-sign that.
I believe in Zach, unlike these other haters here. But
I believe Zach exists.
Okay. Okay. But with that, we're gonna end Hard Knock Cox, episode 51. Thank y'all for watching / listening so much. Like, share, subscribe to the podcast, and we will see you for the next episode. Peace out.
Go Hawks. Jalen Johnson's listed as a small forward on Basketball Reference.
Ah.